Hello viewers. I paused this video, to watch and see the direction. Okay, so from what I was saying before, let me go to the 15 minutes time frame. I was trying to explain something here that it is possible that the market is forming a lower low. Okay, a lower low. Yes, from the 15 minutes time frame or from the higher time frame. And I noticed that the market, from what we analyze, that this market should come up and form a higher high, but it seems to be consolidating here. And since I noticed from here that this is a downtrend, okay, so is that it was possible that the market is still forming a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, maybe lower high, and then a lower low. Okay, so I had to go and draw another trend line here that signifies a downtrend. Sorry, this thing has moved. It was here before. Okay, so I had to go and draw that trend line, touching some points there. Okay, so that just in case if this market will not come up, if this is already the recent lower high, and maybe the next thing is going to form is a lower low around here. Okay, that means he has to break this trend line. If he breaks this trend line, this one that is here, if he breaks it, it means it's going to form a lower low around here, which is lower than this point here, that is forming a kind of double um, rejection here. So if he breaks here to this place, and okay, this is a downtrend. Okay, but I'm kind of seeing a consolidation around here. Okay, so but if you look at it now, the market went down. Let me go to a lower time frame. Okay, so this is the 1 minute time frame. So the market, behaved as if it was going down. At a point, what I was seeing here was about $0.6 because it's almost coming to break even. Okay, so I was seeing something like 0.60 something dollar. You know, Ahem. I had to wait because I just know that this market the price is supposed to go up. Okay, so I'm risking it. I'm not being like because one thing with trading is you need to know. Don't worry about losing. That's one thing with trading. You need to know. Though this is scalping, I should be scalping because my capital is very small. I should be scalping, gathering my profit. But I know that this is one opportunity that you know I'm supposed to make more higher profit. That's why I'm waiting. Because if I close this trade because I'm scalping, I might lose the profit that is coming. You get. So at this point, I believe that there's going to be another spike. So that's why I'm waiting. Maybe when it spikes and then it breaks this. So now what I'm doing, to be sure that my analysis is right. This is the lower time frame, and this was the previous lower high. So this trend here. Sorry, this trend line here is now a mark for me to know. So if this price break hits this point and then maybe goes down a bit to this place and there is no more spike that will break this trend line, so that I will now know that if it doesn't break this trend line, I will know, okay, this is now a lower high that is now going to forward a lower low. And that lower low, it now had to break this trend line that you said. I don't know whether you are getting my analysis. But once it breaks this trend line, then I'll know this is actually an uptrend that is forming. Because every formation takes place from the 1 minute time frame. Every formation of the market takes place from the 1 minute time frame. But for you to be at the safe part, that's why I'm drawing this trend line. So once the price is here now. Remember, it came down to this side. A spike and nearly spike. So I'm waiting for a spike that will break through this side, so that it will suit this our first market analysis. That means the market will buy until it now form another higher high. Okay, so forming an higher high, then we will know maybe it's now going to form a lower high. Before the next thing. So what we are just hoping to see now is to go up, the price should go up to form another high, or the price should stop at down this downtrend line, okay, and then start going down. Yes, because the market from the 15-minute time frame is a downtrend. So this is it. This is what I'm trying to test, a downtrend. So that's why this trend line that I drew here there is now for me to watch the market and see and have a clear direction whether this price is going to break through or is going to go down back, so that I'll know when to take my profit if I still have time to focus on the screen. So at this moment, I will pause this video because I just want you to see how it's going to end. Consolidation is going on here. I just want you to see how it's going to end. Okay, thank you. So while we are waiting for the boom 500, I said let me just quickly come to the crash 500. Remember I told you about this crash 500 that the market is going to spike, and then I put this mark here, this trend line, to signify a spiking, and then the market, this spike was what was there before. So if you see, the market came up to this side, I think, and then spike, there's an invisible, the spike is invisible here. Okay, spike to this place. Let me shift this thing to this side so that you will know and see the invisible. So it's something like this here. Yes. So the red spike is here, and then the market is going on, and then it's still going to spike. So let me put another mark there. Yeah, let me just put another mark. The market will still spike because this is an opportunity for a downtrend. Okay, let me put it this side like this. It's still going to go down. Okay, this is a 1 minute time frame. And what is happening here is a downtrend. A downtrend is going on here. That's from this side going down like this, and this side going down. So let's go to the higher time frame. Just that I didn't enter the trade. Okay, the higher time frame, if you watch what is going on here, you will see that you will see that the market is consolidating. We have high, low, high, low, high, low, but it seems to it's not really high. Though this market is an uptrend, but a consolidation is going on there. Okay, a consolidation from this particular time frame, this 30-minute time frame, a consolidation is going on. Okay, you can see. Let's go back to the major trade that we are handling. So I believe the price has spiked again. Let me go to the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so you see what I was saying. So now the price came here and then it spiked up. So I'm still holding this trade, okay, because I'm hoping that the price should break through this trend line, then go up. Then I will now know that our previous analysis, which is the market, okay, you see another spike just go on. So I will now know that the previous analysis we did, hoping that this price should go up here to form a higher high, is now valid. That's when it breaks this trend line. If it doesn't break this trend line, they will be hoping that from the 15-minute time frame, this is a downtrend. Okay, so if it's a downtrend, then this is already a lower high, and maybe a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. The market is now coming down. Okay, so let's just watch and see if it's going to break. If the market will break, the price will break through this trend line. So while we are doing that, let's go to the crash 500 and see what we're saying. Okay, so we're at 30 minutes, right? Okay, this is 30 minutes. The consolidation is going on there. Okay, but while the consolidation is going on here, there's already a downtrend here from the 1 minute time frame. There's a downtrend. So we can even just draw a trend line here. We can quickly draw, let me just quickly draw a trend line so that you see what I'm talking about. Let me just mark it from this week to this other week. Then let me mark the bottom. Sorry, I've shifted this one. Let me keep it there first. Let me mark the bottom from here to this side. Okay, this is from the 30 minutes time frame. So let's go back to the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so this is the 1 minute time frame, and I was saying that where is that? This one. Let me put it here. 1 minute time frame. Okay, so I was saying that we're expecting a spike from this side. Okay, for the market to go down. For the market to go down, so I'm expecting a spike here. Okay, that will now take the market down, or it might just go up. Okay, or this market, it has already broken this trend line, so it might just even be going up. It might be going up, but from the 30 minutes time frame, I'm seeing something like a consolidation here. Okay, it's not really, yes, something like a consolidation or even a downtrend. Let me just show you. Let me see, draw the line. Look at it here, and then here, and then here. Okay, so this is also like a downtrend or a consolidation. Yeah, downtrend or consolidation. So if the price breaks, if it breaks, I'm trying to move this other one here. If the price breaks any of the trend line, then you will have a clear picture of where the market is going to. Okay, so this is just price action. I'm just teaching you something. If you have any question, I'd like you to comment. Comment below. If you have any question, comment below. Comment below so that I'll be able to clarify. Uh, so that I'll be able to clarify. So let's go back to the trade. Okay, I believe that thing has spiked again. Let's go back there and see. Yeah. So we are right. We are right. We are right. So as you can see, it has spiked. It has spiked and it has broken. It has broken this down trend line, which we were analyzing from the 15 minute time frame. You see, the spike broke through it. So this is a very clear evidence that this price is going to forward a higher high. But one thing I want you to know as trader, it might not just go straight. I'm taking my time to explain this video for you. It might not just be going straight like that as you think. Remember, this is taking time. Okay, another spike just occurred. This is taking quality time. This is about 35 minutes plus that we have been waiting. Okay, so it's taking quality time, and a spike just occurred. So I believe that our analysis is finally coming to, very, very valid, because we want to have another higher high here, then higher low, then the market continues going uptrend. Okay, yes, markets continue going what, uptrend. So now we are still going to watch, and then anything can happen again at the market. Yes, anything can happen at this point. This thing you see here can just, continue going, can change direction and go down, and even get to a break even, and then start going up. The market is just so funny. So this is why it's good, people quickly take their profit and just go out of the market and wait for another opportunity, which I should have done since. But for the purpose of this video that I'm making, to educate some of us, I'm just leaving, aligning it and being patient. And also for the purpose that I'm very sure of this analysis, I'm very, very sure of it. If you listen to the video from the beginning, you will know. Though being sure is still not enough. Is still not enough, because you can still also have a loss. Professionals, they still have a loss. they still lose. Okay, so um it's just how the market is. Now from this point, you can see from this side now, you can see that a consolidation occurred here, and this is like a drop, a base, and a drop here, a drop base and a drop. So if I was here at this market, I would have taken, seeing this thing, I would have taken a sell to this place and make good money. But I wasn't here when this thing happened. So, but from this point, this is a sensitive point which we can mark here. So I'm going to mark it just as we mark this one here. So I'm going to mark, let me copy this thing. I'm going to mark that side. This side is looking sensitive for us. Okay, which is where the price is right now. Okay, that is where the price is right now. So why am I marking that place? I'm marking it because I notice, something here, resistance and support here, supply and demand zone here. I notice it here. So it can affect this point that we are here. There can be a very strong consolidation here, just like this one you are seeing here. And this market might continue or even change direction or change pattern and all that. Okay, so that point is a very sensitive point. Let me put another one. Sorry about the. um, okay, let me see if I can. Okay, so let me put this one here. So within this block from up here and the down yellow line, anything is possible there. Okay, anything is possible. So let me not to complicate the charts. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame and see what is happening to our trade. Okay, so with what we can see from this trade, I still believe that the price is still going to spike. So if it spike through this line now, this yellow line we are seeing here, this one, if it breaks it, comes down, maybe something like this, and breaks this one, then we will now believe more in our higher high. We will now believe more in this one that we say is going what, forming what, a higher high. But if it doesn't, a little challenge might be here, consolidation, up, down, demand and supply and all that. The market can just go down or up. Okay. So I'm going to pause this video for a while and I'll get back to us. Please subscribe to this channel in case you're not. And then feel free to like this video. Feel free to share this video. Support what we're doing in this channel. And then you can also comment if you have any question. Thank you so much. It will go a long way for us. So I'll get back to you. Just stay tuned. Okay. So I've unpaused the video so you can see the spike. You can see the spike. Okay. You can see the spike according to our analysis is just following and respecting our analysis. The spike broke through these down lines to tell us that yes, it's respecting our words analysis to go and form a higher high. And then this strong zone, this other zone I told you about from let me go to the 15 minutes. I think it was the 15 minutes, or was it the 30? Okay, yeah, the 15 minutes. Um, let me go to the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes here, I spoke to you about this point, and then we drew these two horizontal lines. By then the price was here, so it has come to this place and is at the top. So right here, anything is still possible. Let's watch if it's going to be dangling, between this up and down horizontal orange line. Okay, let's see. But if it doesn't, that means it's going to break through, you know to be coming at the top, to complete this leg, here. uh Completing this leg will make it form what, a higher high here. So from this higher high, we will know if it's still going up or if it's still going to, be forming some kind of up down up down up down to this point, to form what a higher low, or to have a break, a change of character. Okay, so I'm still going to leave this thing here. I'm still going to leave it here. Let me just put it this way. Let me put it this way. I'm still going to leave it here. So I hope you are gaining from this video. I hope you are understanding the little analysis. Remember, we started with 2.72 and now we already have $5.82. You can see. So I'm not still in a hurry to close this trade. Though I know this is good money, I'm not still in a hurry to trade it. So let's just watch. While we're watching, let's visit the crash 500 and see what is actually going on there. Okay, you can see the analysis we made previously is respecting it. Look at it. I told you that there will be a spike. I told you to be a spike, and you can see the spike is going on. And look at the line I use in indicating is here. This was the first one I told you there will be a spike, and there was an invisible spike, and I used the trend line we put initially to form it, and I put another trend line, another line telling you that the spike, and I'm going to put another one here now. I'll put another one. Let me assume that this one is formed, so let me copy. I'm going to put another one here. The spike is still going to come. So when the spike comes and break through this trend line, because this is a trend line, let me draw the trend line. When it breaks through the trend line, they will know that this market is actually respecting the downtrend. Okay, so but there's going to be a spike here. It won't take long now to spike. It won't take long. If it spikes and break this trend line, they will know that the downtrend is really what being respected. Okay, but if it didn't break it, that means it's going to stop at this point, at this trend line, and then go up again to be buying. So at that point, buyers can enter the market so that when it buys to this trend line, buyers can go out if you are scalping. Okay, or you can remain there to see if it breaks this trend line. If it breaks this trend line, there's a possibility of more buy. Okay, and also there's still a possibility that it might not buy, because what we are doing, we're always observing from the higher time frame. And remember that this is 30-minute time frame, and this is the downtrend we are seeing there. Okay, let me just expand it a bit. Good. So mm, okay, so this is the downtrend we are handling from the 1 minute time frame. So this is 30-minute time frame. So this is an uptrend. Sorry, the upper trend line, and this is the lower trend line under the 30 minutes. So if this price breaks through this downtrend, it means it's going down to test this 30 minutes what downtrend, which is forming like a support. Okay, remember this is what higher high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this thing might break this point in 1 minute time frame, come here to form a lower low, and then go up again. So all these are price action, all these are market structure. You get it? All these are market structure. So let's go back to the boom 500. So as you can see what is going on there, the market is dropping within these two horizontal line I told you about, is dropping. But that doesn't mean it will drop. Let's go and observe it from the 1 minute time frame. Okay, this is the 1 minute time frame. So I believe there's still going to be a spike. Okay, maybe after some consolidations here, because I know these two horizontal lines is strong zone. I showed you previously why we call it a strong zone, where we have a demand and supply. So let's see what goes here. Maybe a little consolidation here, then it goes up again, or it might not even pattern itself on that consolidation. It might just go up. Once it breaks once it breaks it, we are sure of what our uptrend going to complete our higher higher high here, because this is the previous higher high. So going to complete our higher high. Okay, if here is not forming a resistance, yes, a resistance coming from higher. So let's just watch and see what goes on here. taking your profit now, you can take your profit within this place, because these two places will determine when it start coming down. We'll just take our profit, knowing well that mm, the market is going to, you know, is going to form a very funny pattern before you start having a direction, because this place is going to be very sensitive. It will be very sensitive if it didn't break. It will be sensitive like this place. Okay, so if you have time to watch your screen, it will be an opportunity. Yes, it will be sensitive here. Here, if it doesn't break immediately, you are going to have to, to stay here and watch what is going on here, or you just close the trade. So it's not like me, I'll just close the trade because I don't have much time again. Okay, I'll just close the trade and um, take the profit and wait for another opportunity to trade. So thank you for viewing. Thank you for watching the video. Please comment below. Please subscribe if you've not subscribed. Share this video. This is a recent video that I've shared, and we're not using any indicator here. We are using price action and using our trend line, which is more respected in the forex market. It is more respected than any indicator that you will use, especially if you don't know how to use indicators. So I'm going to pause this video again and then open it when there is a result. Okay, so we are back. We're back again. We're back again, and I'm starting with the crash 500. Initially I drew this line here and I told you that there will be maybe one more spike, and then the market will either break this trend line so that it will continue the downtrend, or it will go up and then test this lower high trend line, so that to come down again it will break it. So but with what we are seeing now, the price has broken through this trend line. Okay, it has broken through this trend line and it's going up, but I'm sure it will still go down. Yes, this is just a false breakout. I'm very sure this is just a false breakout. Why am I saying this? Because from the 15 minutes time frame, remember, a 30 minutes time frame, this is a lower high and we are expecting to get a lower low, and this price has not even touched this trend line. It's just moving about. Okay, let me go to the 30 minutes time frame so that you understand what I'm saying. So this is the 30 minutes time frame. Here there's a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So I'm expecting to get a lower low, but the thing is at this point. But remember, I told you the first time we opened this market, I said this thing is consolidating, because if you look at it, the low is too low. Okay, yes, let me expand it. The low is too low. Yes, the low is too low. So what do I mean? It's not as this the what they call it slope here is not as this slope. This one is very slopey. It's not like this one. So that was why when we opened this chart at the first time, I was seeing a consolidation. I was saying that I don't think this thing is going low, but because of this trend line, we say it's going low. Okay. So my point is, I don't think now from the 1 minute time frame that break this break here may signify a false breakout. So a lot of buyers will enter into this market thinking that um, this is a buy. Okay, so but why they are going, by the time you get to this point, this lower high, it might drop down. Okay, to tell you that this is a false breakout, it might drop down so that it will start going down, going down, going down to this point. Okay, because this thing has to come down to this 30 minutes lower low. At least it has to come down, or maybe at this point break this trend line, before going to come down or before going up. Okay, look at what I was explaining to you. Look at what I was explaining to you now. So a lot of buyers will have this loss, and then it might not even It might not even retrace. It might not even continue going up from here. It might drop again. It might drop again to come and fulfill this lower low. Okay, to come and fulfill this lower low. So that's that. Let's go back to our original charts that we were on. Let's see what's going on there. Okay, so we are still dangling here. So, traders, I told you this from the analysis. I told you that these two horizontal lines, that this price is going to be ranging. I told you, right? Yes, I said it. I said it's going to be ranging, it's going to be dangling until we don't know. But when it breaks this thing, when it breaks it, I will just take my profit and then forget about the trade for today. Okay, but when it breaks through this trend line, then I will now be more hopeful that the price is going towards our higher high, which is following this line to this point where we now have, let me draw it like where we now have this, these are high high, so the next higher high should be around here. So that's what we are just trying to wait for. Okay, so if the price breaks through this one, I will know we are going there. If it doesn't, if we get to this place, I'll just close the trade. I'll close it. Okay, because I know why. Because I know that this thing is going to be taking time and I don't have time again. It's because of this video. It's because of this video I'm here. It is almost an hour. Okay, this is almost an hour. So it is worth waiting for because you are going to make profits. Okay, so what we are doing here is trading and it is worth waiting for. So let me take this in here. Let me just put it here to show us that we have been waiting. Or let me put it aside. Then I'm going to copy it and look for a new one that I will put around here. Okay, let me just put this new one around here. Let me put it here just to find that we are going up. So this other one here is the previous one. Oh, I've moved this thing. Sorry. So this other one is the previous one. So let me leave it here. So where we are going to is this point. Let me increase this one so that we'll see if we're going to have a higher high here. Okay, at this point, a higher. So let me leave this. Let me just leave this thing. This one should be here. Okay, just for the purpose of this video. So let's watch the market still and see what is going to happen. Once it breaks this horizontal line, I'll just take my profit. Okay, at least we have 5 from 3. This has been doubled. Okay, it has reduced. So one thing you need to learn in this video is patience. You need to learn patience. That's number one. Then number two, I would have been able to close this trade because this is a good profit. I would have been able to close this trade and then open a two position. That's this one and another one. So that when the spike comes, I will have more profit. But I don't want to risk. Why I'm not doing that now is because I don't want to risk it. This video is a video to teach you something. Okay, I don't want to risk it because it might not, all these things that is going on, all this delay that is going on can affect that your equity. It can affect it. This price can drop to this point. And having two positions will not help your equity, your low equity to survive it. But having one position is what will help you to survive most of all this drawdown. Okay, so since you know that you are not about to risk so much, you want to be patient, then it's worth it. It's worth being patient. Okay, so let me go back to that crash 500 and see what is going on. Okay, it has dropped down. It has dropped down. It has dropped down. You see what I was saying? You see what I was saying? It has dropped down. So all the people that were happy that bought from here to this point and continue buying, they were happy. Imagine if you were holding your trade, maybe thinking is this one spike, you were holding it. Imagine this second loss and imagine this third loss. Some people's trade some people would have been thrown out of the market just from here to here. Because I know this is a false breakout. it is definitely a false breakout. It is definitely why, because it has not come to form the lower high from the 30 minutes time frame. That's using this trend as a resistance and use this as a resistance. As I'm talking now, it's backed another one. A lot of people would have been thrown out from this market. And if I had more equity, I would have entered this market. Remember, I said it right from this point. I would have entered and now I'll be in another profit. But for me to do that, I'll have to close that trade and then put a position here. Maybe Y1 is there, or I'll forget about that one and continue this one. So maybe if I see more opportunity for a spike, that is what I will do. But for now, I believe that, let me just draw this trend line. I believe that I believe that once this price get to this place, it is either it breaks this trend line from the 30 minutes time frame and start going down, or maybe it retest and start going down because this is already a downtrend. Okay, or when it hits this trend line, it bounces up. So buyers can get into the market and also observe the market, because from the 30 minutes time frame, this thing seems to be a consolidation. The slope is too high. You know, the slope, sorry, the slope is too low. It's not too slopey. Look at it. It's not as slopey as this. Okay, so this might be a consolidation going on maybe from a higher time frame. Let's go to 1 hour time frame, or let's go to 4 hours time frame. Okay, so the slope is too is very slow, very low. I mean, okay. But at this point now, this is 30 minutes time frame. At this point where it has formed, lower low, lower high, lower low here. Now from here, it can either touch this trend line and form a support to go up, or break through. If we break through it, better. That means you continue selling. So let's quickly go to the other one and see what is going on, so that maybe I can take my profit and then get back into that trade that is going on. Let me check it for 1 minute time frame. Okay, so I believe it's still consolidating. I'm still expecting one spike here. With the structure I'm seeing here, there's going to be another spike. Yes, with the structure I'm seeing, I'm so sure about it. There's going to be one spike, and this spike will break through this line, I believe. And once it breaks through this line, boom, we are gone to the moon to hit, or to make our higher high be valid. That's this higher high from this one to make the next higher high to be valid. Okay, so I believe there's going to be a spike, a very big spike that will change everything. A very big spike that will change everything. At this point, I would have entered. If I had more equity, I would just enter one position here, or I will close this trade, so that I would have accumulated more money, so that I can enter two lot size here, two positions, I mean, here, because I believe in the next spike is going to be huge. The next spike is going to be huge. So I'm just analyzing it. Okay, it might not be like that. It might not be like that. This is trading, and it can be like that, because this is what trading. This is trading. This is trading. So let me see. I'm trying to set this. Okay, so horizontal line. Okay, is in order. It's in order. So I'm waiting for that spike. I'm waiting for that spike. I'm waiting for that spike. That same thing that happened there is what is about to happen here. I told you the market will behave that way. I told you to behave that way. If you understand trading, at least to an extent, you'll be able to make some money, even if you're not making much money. You'll be able to make some money. So I'm going to pause this video I'll pause the video. Let me go to that crash. Maybe I'll have to get into this market. I'll get it into this market. So as you can see, it's buying. So this price might not get to this trend line. So it's already buying. So buyers can enter. But you can't trust the market, okay? It can still hit here, this trend line, before you start buying. So you can be safe if you enter the market here. Maybe use one position to enter. Then when it continues, you can enter more position. Okay, you don't enter all your position here positions. Yes, or you just hold on for it to get here, because even if you buy here and the market drops and you're hoping it will come up, it might drop here, it might drop low and go deep. Okay, and might never retrace now. Might never retrace now. So I'm going to pause this video.